Check 1 2.
Check 1 2.
Check 1 2.
Check 1 2. Check. Check. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're good. Check. All right. 1-2. Good evening. Welcome to the Campus Recreation Wellness Center here in Oshawa, Ontario. We're a matchup between the Durham Lords and Algonquin Thunder in the opening match of the OCAA women's basketball. I'm Chris McKee, joined by Daryl Callahan, and excited to get the season underway, Daryl.
Game 1. Very excited.
So starting on the floor for Durham, it's Katisha Brissett. It's a new player. Number 55. Kayla Marshall, Lindsay Panchin, Dakota Kirby, and Courtney Harley. As Algonquin wins the tip-off, it's handled by Amoni Abakar. And listen. Algonquin misses. Durham ball. We're missing number 6 on the sheet. So Brake's going to inbound the ball for Algonquin to Flansbury. Durham content with just playing zone right now. Ball stolen by Panchin, picked up by Brissett. Kirby is one of the new players here from Durham. Quite a few new players. A turnover. And that's stolen by Algonquin. Easy layup, first bucket of the game, Jessica Basquin. Durham with the ball. Working around, Panchin. Kirby inside to Marshall, a little too slow to recognize. Turns around, air ball, out of bounds. It's going to be Algonquin's ball. And the Thunder will inbound. Durham going with a full court press. And stolen from behind by Courtney Harley. Clever play. It's going to be Algonquin's ball on the side. Brake's going to inbound from the side. Here's Algonquin. Moves it around. Almost threw it out of bounds. Brake saved it. Abakar for 3. Nothing but net. Amoni Abakar.
Got to watch out for Abakar. She shot 40.1% from the field goal last year.
Heck of a player. Panchin in the corner. Moves it over to Kirby. Nice spin under the basket. Brissett goes down hard, but it's going to be Durham ball. Kirby's going to inbound underneath the basket. Foul on the play. Off the ball. This will be on Algonquin.
First foul of the game there.
Harley traveled. Early jitters here with Algonquin up 5-0. It's under 2 minutes gone. It's 8:02 left to go in the first quarter. Durham yet to settle down. Inbound pass, Abakar, and she's fouled by Kayla Marshall. She's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
I'll take that play. I think that's a good foul there. I mean, not that you want to start early fouling, but...
You know, my thing is if you're going to foul someone, really foul them, like hammer them. No, you know what I mean? Especially when you know it's their star player.
Yeah,
you want to get
body.
them off. I think it was St. Lawrence last year when they came in here with Lindsay. They just hacked the heck out of her, and it put her off her game.
Yeah,
and so
absolutely.
Rims out, misses them both, so ends up being a good foul by Marshall. So number 6 is Nia Gathoff. We had her as number 10 in the program, and that's Gathoff driving, and it looked like a charge, but foul. It's going to be a blocking foul on Brissett. All right, we're settled here now, folks. Bit of a number. We had Nia listed as number 10 in our guides here, and so we had us a little confused. gets the second. Nia just 1 for 4 from the line here early on. If that's the case, keep fouling her.
I believe Nia is on her first year, as she has no stats from last year.
No, she played last year. We did her game last year.
They don't have her on the stat sheet.
Yeah. And that's a travel as well. Sloppy play. The press ends up working. It's going to be Durham ball. Well, decent crowd here at the CRWC on the opening night. Crowds usually start to fill up as we get to a little bit more of the colder months, and people are like, don't want to go out on Friday night. This is their destination. And almost another turnover. Heads up play from Brissett to get it into Panch and recognize the number. Lindsay couldn't finish. Algonquin brings the ball back down. Abakar, too short. Rebound Kirby. Kirby drives, puts it up, gets the roll. Dakota Kirby with her first basket as a Durham Lord. Well, Dakota played Division II in the NCAA at Mercyhurst in Erie, Pennsylvania. So I think she's definitely bringing some much-needed experience at a pretty decent level. So I'm excited to watch her play over the next few months here for Durham.
She played very well in a couple of tournaments prior to the opening of the season.
Well, Durham had a 3-3 record in preseason, which is not bad. And Emily Chamberlain checking in for the first time. Something you don't see often. Lindsay, with her hands on her hips this early, she plays, usually pretty much the whole game, and not a good sign if she's gassed this early. Shot clock winding down. Marshall drives, puts it up. Can't get the roll. Didn't hit the rim. And Flansbury with the block. It's going to be a shot clock violation by Durham. When Marshall drove, she didn't get any rim.
Maybe that off-the-ball foul there that Lindsay took did something that we didn't see to her play there. Maybe she's hurt a little.
Something to keep an eye on, definitely.
Well, like you said, we don't usually see Lindsay with her hands on the hips this early in the game, so I'm wondering if the foul is a part of that.
So Marshall gets called with another foul. They're a little frustrated, almost kicked the ball at that call because I think it was just a good aggressive play, and you got to let the girls play a little bit here, ref. Algonquin inbounds. Cabaselli with the ball. She's seen her first action, and she just hands it right to Chamberlain. And now, is this a foul going to be called? It is. Gathoff gets called with her first foul. Kirby inbounds. Got to get Panchin going here. She hasn't even had a decent shot attempt. Kirby, nice play, but Chamberlain couldn't handle the ball. Worked well off the screen. And there's a turnover. Kayla Marshall forced that one. Kayla's going to drive, put it up, gets the basket. Nice play, Kayla Marshall. Nice. You've seen Kayla a little frustrated there. She runs a little hot sometimes, and so I think it's a good thing when she's kind of a little agitated, gets her a bit more into the game. Katie Flansbury with a nice jump shot makes it 8-4 Algonquin. 5 minutes left to go in the quarter. Panchin finally puts it up off the side of the backboard. Ugly shot. She was double teamed. Rebound, Sade Murray. Sade definitely with one of my favorite names in the OCAA. To break, drives underneath and knocked out of bounds by Marshall. 7 on the shot clock. So Algonquin's going to have to work something quick. And Abakar is checking back in, as well as number 21, Jessica Basquin. For Flansbury and to break, we'll get a quick blow. I'd imagine they'd both be back on the floor pretty quick. Caitlin Cruikshank seen her first action as well. And that could be an over and back. Ooh, it is an over and back. Caitlin got away with a possible foul there. She did give a little body on it. I think the ref kind of labored on that one for a second.
I'll take it.
Hell yeah. The game is getting chippy right away. These girls are kind of banging away. Panchin not too happy with that. She gets called with a travel as Sade Murray just stands her ground. Now, Lindsay gets a knock from her own teammate there. Her and Chamberlain kind of bumped into each other. Now Gathoff brings the ball down for Algonquin. Abakar inside. That's kicked out of bounds by Basquin. Turnover, Algonquin. Algonquin playing a little sloppy, even though they have the lead, playing a little sloppy here. And there's to break. Back in. She had a quick break. Back into the action. Inside the Chamberlain. Turnaround shoots. Can't get it to go. Rebound to break. Algonquin runs down. Inside for Basquin. Gets the roll. Nice basket from Jessica Basquin. (10-4). Panchin drives. Finally gets our first basket of the game. 10-6 now. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Basket's up from Algonquin. Chamberlain a little bit lackadaisical attacking that ball. And Durham caught watching again on 2 consecutive rebounds. Inside to Basquin. Nice finish. She's really strong underneath the boards. Jessica Basquin. If I'm Algonquin, keep feeding her all day long. Durham doesn't have an answer for her right now. Panchin wide open from Caitlin. She takes it, rims out, not there, rebounds, Sade Murray. Algonquin's got numbers, and clever play from Amoni Abakar. She kind of used her body to instigate contact and draw that foul. Although she had numbers, would have liked to seen her maybe kick it back to Basquin. So now checking in Keisha Arthurworry for the first time. I think Coach LaFontaine recognizing that Basquin's dominating underneath the boards. Hopefully Keisha can get in there and get physical with her. Abakar, first team OCAA All-Star. Excellent player. And she's also an OCAA academic. It's good to see. And great outlet pass, nice finish from Caitlin Cruikshank. 14-8, Algonquin leads with 2:30 to go. And the way I'm seeing, Durham looks really slow getting back on the defensive ends. And Panchin picks up a steal. She's going to try and draw a foul. No foul called. Keisha Arthurworry with the finish. Durham creeping back in. To break to Basquin. Can't get the roll. Flansbury rebounds. Lindsay comes up with it. Outlet pass for Dender. He's checking in for the first time. Nice pass to Cruikshank, but she can't finish. Would have been a lovely basket. Rebound Flansbury. And again, Durham way too slow getting back. Abakar drives. Bit of an ugly approach there. Saved Durham. In the corner for Dender. She's wide open. She's got to take that. Rims out, in and out. Rebound Arthurworry. Keisha puts it up. And that was all ball. Flansbury didn't get any of Keisha, but the ref with a bit of a gift call. Keisha's going to go to the line. And the timeout. So don't forget, you can check us out on Twitter. I'm Chris McKee. My Twitter is at Mr. McKee. We're here with Daryl Callahan. His Twitter is Canadian Bearded, all one word. And don't forget to check out the Durham Lords YouTube stream and subscribe. And as well, the Durham Lords Twitter. You can catch out the a link to the live stream on there as well. If you're out there in Twitter land, drop us a line, drop Daryl and I a line, and let us know you're out there listening. 14-10, 129 to go in the first quarter. What do you think about the game so far, Daryl?
I think it's both teams look very tired. Durham started off looking really tired. A lot of hands on the hips and knees and stuff for Durham there, but the Thunder looked like they were going to have a good start here. But, I mean, after almost one quarter of play, they look like they're dying out here too.
Yeah, one thing we should note is Algonquin, they didn't get into the building until about 15 minutes before the game. So they literally had about a 10-minute warm-up.
Yep.
And got out there pretty intense. And it's funny that the Durham, maybe that extended warm-up for Durham kind of wore them out a little bit. And Algonquin looks a little bit more fresh. So back to the action. Keisha Arthur Worry's going to go to the line. Keisha from Oshawa. Paul Dwyer graduate. And she missed the first. Misses them both. Rebound Flansbury. Brittany Walters checking in after that break for the first time for Durham as well. And Flansbury throws that one out of bounds. Another turnover. It's going to be Durham ball.
I'm surprised Keisha missed both of those. She shot 73% last year. She missed both of those.
Not warmed enough. She's just seen her first action here. Take a minute to get into it. Dender, she's got to turn around and take that shot right away. Marshall trying to back her way in to Keisha. And Keisha's going to go line again. Is it?
No, I think they called the travel on that.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
Basket was no good.
Turnover.
Called the travel there on Keisha.
Durham continuing to press again, hoping to create a turnover. To break, almost traveled with it there. Abakar looks to shake Dender. Miller moving it around, knocked out of bounds by Kayla Marshall again. Bit of a mismatch with Kayla up against Katie Flansbury. She's much taller. Algonquin girl. Algonquin player should have recognized that and fed her the ball earlier. Shot clock winding down. And Flansbury, her whole bench was doing the countdown of the shot clock, and she made a pass instead of turning around. She does the, what was I thinking? Kind of took ownership of it. Durham ball. Trailing by 4 with 30 seconds left. Lindsay Panchin on the bench, taking a breather. Got to get her going if Durham's going to have a chance in this game.
Absolutely. Lindsay last year scored over 24 points per game last year, so she's a big cause of the majority of her points. So if she doesn't get going, Durham's definitely in trouble.
Number 1 in the OCAA, I believe number 2 in all of Canada. As another turnover by Algonquin with 5 seconds to go. Kayla Marshall, she's going to drive, put it up. You know, Kayla's got to recognize that Algonquin's got some tall bodies underneath that basket, and she, instead of just sort of, you know, for a little pulling up for a 10-foot jump shot, she attacked Sade Miller, who just stood her ground and put her hands up and knocked the ball away. So after one, Algonquin leads 14-10. You get some Skrillex going on in the background. is going to take over for Cabasele.
Number 8, Lauren Drake.
2 minutes to go. Algonquin, another turnover. Panchin steals it, and she's fouled hard from behind. And I'm trying to see who that is. It's Desir. She's going to get called with the foul. You know, I'm surprised that wasn't a technical because it was pretty obvious what she was trying to do. Either way, Durham with the ball. Panchin, one-on-one for three. Nothing but net. Basket. Lindsay Panchin. 29-25, 4-point lead for Durham, largest of the game. Lindsay finally starting to wake up. Abakar, she got to break wide open for three. Lauren didn't want it, and then ends up throwing it away. Break's got to take that shot. She had a wide open look at it and was just hesitant. They'll turn over Algonquin, and there's going to be a timeout, Thunder.
I think that's a very wise timeout there. You start getting Lindsay starting to become hot now, too, with the way that Marshall's been playing. Algonquin could be in trouble.
Was there something wrong with the stream, Amanda? Were we not on? Okay, all right. Anyways, 29-25, 4-point lead for Durham, 1:25 to go in the half. We finally got ourselves a basketball game. Once again, don't forget to subscribe to the Durham Lords YouTube network. We got a whole bunch of fancy new graphics we're trying out here tonight, and we're going to add them throughout the season. Try to update you guys a little bit more with stats and standings as the game's going on. Try to provide a bit more of a better visual experience on the Durham Lords network. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Look out for that over the season. And as well, check us out on Twitter at Durham Lords, as well myself at Mr. McKee. And Daryl at Canadian Bearded. Drop us a line. Let us know you're out there. 1:24 to go. Durham with a 4-point lead. Kayla Marshall with the ball. Brittany Walters has it stolen by Desir. She picks up a dribble. It's way too soon. And that's stolen by Lindsay Panchin. Lindsay can't get the roll and rebound Basquin. It's a real battle going on underneath the boards.
Under a minute to play.
And it looks like Gathoff fell, and it's just ugly out there. Everyone's all over the floor, and the ball's kicking around everywhere.
A lot of sloppy play right there. There's more bodies on the floor.
Well, shout out to quite a few of the men's Durham basketball team in here hanging. I'm not sure why Algonquin is in here today with the men's. If they don't have a men's team this year, they did last year. Stolen by Courtney Harley. She's going to drive, put it up. You know, Courtney's got to sort of learn, and she steals it right out of Abakar's hand and gets it back. But Courtney's got to learn how to sort of draw contact and know how to get herself to the line. 6-point lead now for Durham, 31-25, under 30 seconds to go. And I see every time Desir gets the ball, Durham's got to press because you can tell she doesn't want to dribble. And so Brissett is going to get called with a foul. And shout out to my guy Sean Walsh. He's an old friend of mine out there listening to the stream. Knows he's a big basketball fan. What's up, Sean? Brissett misses that one. And Lindsay's going to hold for the last shot here. Down to 5 seconds left. Panchin puts it up for 3. Too strong. Rebound, Abakar. And Durham's going to go to the half with a 6-point lead. 31-25, Durham Lords. So I think definitely, the player of that first half, Brittany Walter, is absolutely dominant.
Brittany Walters definitely impressed me there in that first half. She was on fire.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll rejoin you after the break. Don't forget, I'm Chris McKee here with Daryl Callahan. We'll talk to you soon. You ready? Welcome back for the second half, the Campus Recreation Wellness Center. I'm Chris McKee, joined by Daryl Callahan. So, Daryl, first half stats, anything kind of jump out at you?
Akbar there with the high for the team from the Thunder with 9 points in the first half there. And it was Walters there for Durham with an outstanding 10 points in that first half. Meanwhile, last year she only averaged 7.2 per game. So in that first half, she already beat her average. And the rebounds, they out-rebounded us 21-14 in that first half.
Yeah, definitely, winning the battle of the boards, but Durham obviously shooting a little bit better. Coming in with a 6-point lead as we get back to the start of the second half. Yeah, Brittany Walters was a real spark off the bench, changed the face of the game and helped put Durham in a lead as Panchin gets the and one. She's going to go line, try and convert the 3-point play.
That second quarter, Durham outscored the Thunder, and it was 21-11.
Yeah, that was, when Brittany came on, really put a spark as Panchin converts the 3-point play. Durham up 34-25, and they're going to continue that press. Try to create turnovers. It really worked in that second quarter. They got to keep that tempo up. Abakar shakes inside. Baskin can't get it to roll. She was too strong. Rebound, Kayla Marshall. So I want to apologize out there to the DuPonts, and Kim DuPont out there listening. We got our sound situation sorted. Should be good. It's the first game of the season, so working out some kinks. Forgive us. And Panchin's going to go line and shoot another 2. So Lindsay now with 10. Tied with Walters for the leading scorer of the game.
With that's 11. She takes the point lead.
So good to see a lot of the Durham and UIOT athletes here. This is the UIOT women's soccer team as Panchin hits them both out. See some of the Durham women's volleyball team here, the men's basketball team, everyone out supporting. It's one of the great things about Durham and UIOT.
I've actually seen some of the men's volleyball team from Durham out here, too.
They're out here, too. There we go. Don't forget, next Friday is their home opener against Algonquin right here at the CRWC. Friday and Saturday, some volleyball action. Really looking forward to that. Both the men's and women's team here at Durham are usually at the top or near the top of the OCAA. Kirby inside to Walters. Brittany Walters again. Sade up to Abakar, and they catch Durham sleeping in transition. That was what really worked for Algonquin early, was that long outlet pass with Durham sleeping, and they've kind of gone back to it there. Kirby trying to work off a screen for 3. Too strong. It's going to be Algonquin ball.
Durham Lords women's basketball's next game will be Tuesday, October 25th at Seneca Sting.
Just down the road in Scarborough, or are they in Toronto? Toronto. Yeah.
I believe Toronto, but don't quote me.
Yeah, it is. It's at Shepherd and Don Valley there. So as Abakar puts that up for 3, she's too short. Rebound Flansbury. Nice follow, Katie Flansbury.
Flansbury standing at 5'11".
Panchin one-on-one with Gathoff. There's very few players in the OCAA that can play Panchin one-on-one, and a nice block from Sade Miller. Or Murray, excuse me. But Gathoff has been playing Panchin one-on-one all afternoon and has kept Lindsay reasonably in check so far. Now, Lindsay getting a lot of her points by getting herself to the line. There she's Panchin one-on-one, spreading the floor. She doesn't want to attack her. Kirby moves it around. Walters for 3. Why not? Brittany Walters absolutely on fire.
She cannot miss right now.
And there's Algonquin with that long outlet pass trying to catch Durham sleeping again. Abakar off her foot. No call. Flansbury to Craig. Throws it up awkwardly. Air ball, rebound, Kayla Marshall. Kayla's got to watch Craig sneaking in the back. And I got to like that from Sade. Just stood there and stood her ground. And Kayla ran into a brick wall.
She planted her feet solid there. It was either a no basket or she was going to take that charge call.
You know, Kayla's got to recognize that and sort of elevate a little bit differently as opposed to just running right into a brick wall. And there's that press working again, another turnover from Algonquin. So substitutions coming in. Caitlin Cruikshank's going to check back in. For Kayla Marshall, it looks like. And Algonquin needs a timeout early here. So 41-29, 6:37 to go in the third quarter. Brittany Walters, this is the best game I've seen her play.
She's giving me goosebumps watching her play. It's one of the better plays from one of the women that I've seen so far out of this year in the preseason and in the tournaments. And what's shocking is that she came off the bench.
Yeah, like I said, it's normally a starter. Maybe that lit a fire under her, not getting the start. And she's trying to show Coach LaFontaine, like, hey, I'm a starter.
Yeah, you start me next game.
Yeah. Well, she started the second half. And, you know, I think when she took that three, and she rarely takes the three, but when you're feeling it, why not? Can you name this band, Daryl?
This is, I'm drawing a blank right now.
AWOL Nation.
AWOL Nation.
Yeah, I like this.
Sail.
Great
I actually
song.
seen them live a couple of years ago, and it was they're a very hype band, very high energy.
What venue did you see them at?
I saw them at the Docks in
Right
Toronto.
on.
There,
Yeah.
it was a smaller venue. It was a very enjoyable band to see live.
Definitely a fan of AWOL Nation. Back to the action. Kirby with the shot clock winding down, throws it up awkwardly. And it looks like Courtney Harley stepped on the floor. And it's going to be Algonquin ball. Shot clock was winding down anyway. So Durham full court press again. And that, I'm not a fan of that foul. It looks like Courtney Harley and Abakar just kind of, their feet inadvertently crossed. Not necessarily a foul. And good hustle play from Harley again. Algonquin just getting suffocated here. This is the defense sort of made famous by Billy Donovan at the University of Florida. They called it 40 minutes of hell, where they would just press the entire game and try to suffocate their opponents. Working here for the Lords. Again, another turnover by Algonquin. And Harley drives, can't get it to go, and knocked out of bounds by Kirby. It's going to be Algonquin ball. So if you are out there in Twitter land, don't forget, drop us a line. Daryl's at Canadian Bearded. I'm at Mr. McKee. That's MRMCKEE. Drop us a line. Let us know the volume and the video footage is coming through loud and clear. First game of the season, like we said, just working through a few kinks. And another turnover. Lindsay Pancha goes on the ground. Durham's got numbers. Walters to Kirby. Kirby can't get it to go. She got that one basket early. It's been ice cold since. So Walters is going to get called with the foul.
I was to Brick with the rebound there. And last year she averaged over 7 rebounds per game. She doesn't seem that tall, but her vertical must be pretty good there for.
She's a good athlete. Like I said, I know her sister. I called the volleyball room. Sister is a heck of a volleyball player as well. as Flansbury stepped on the line. There's that line we talked about where the players are a little confused. Katie inadvertently stepped on the line. Another turnover for Algonquin. No one's open. Marshall, and great defense from behind by Abakar, swats that one away. To break is fouled, and she's going to go line and shoot 2. Looks like Caitlin Cruikshank with the foul.
Number 22, Caitlin Cruikshank, her second, team's third. Basquin, back in for both Ducky.
So Basquin checking back in. She did great first half. I thought she was real dominant in her time, but she's been kind of used sparingly by Laura Bond here, the Algonquin coach.
Substitution.
So Brittany's going to get a little bit of a breather. Brissett's going to check back in. Hopefully get Brittany back on the floor.
I don't see her
ASAP.
staying out for too much longer, not with the way she's been playing. She's got to get out there and continue that play. I mean, take some water and get back out.
You know, one of the things I find interesting is Durham's best run in that second quarter came with Panshin on the bench. And I think a lot of the times when Lindsay's out there, people just kind of, it's that schoolyard play where you just hand her the ball and stand back, you know, and let her work her magic. And I think when she's not out there, they're forced to kind of, you know, be the alpha themselves. As a nice basket there from Kayla Marshall. I'm tongue-tied myself here on the first day. It's the first game of the season for us, too, so forgive us. Murray, and she's fouled by Panshin. It's a good call by the ref. You could hear the slap from up here. So Sade's going to get herself to the line. Sade from Ottawa, Ontario. Played at Nipissing University before she came to Algonquin. Hits the first. Algonquin trailing by 12 with 5:04 to go in the third quarter. Murray hits them both. Lead down to 11. Marshall drives. You know, that's what you want to see. Attack the basket, good things will happen. So Kayla Marshall. And Kayla's from the Ottawa area herself. Fifth-year player. A Rec and Leisure student. I often think to myself, I should have took Rec and Leisure. It sounds like a good program.
I like the leisure part.
Yes. I'm pretty good at that. Kayla hits the second one. 45-32 now. Durham. And another turnover. Marshall drives, puts it up. Kayla Marshall with the basket. And another turnover. Algonquin has no answer for this press. And Durham gives it right back there. Maddie Dender a little too hot with that pass. Kayla tried to go up and get it, but it was just too high for her.
I think she forgot there for a second. Kayla Marshall there is only standing at 5'2".
Yeah, I would have liked to seen a bounce pass there from Dender, but hey. Now, here, I'm no coach, but if I'm Algonquin, I would go with a small lineup here of all guards because this press, you know, their forwards here and center, they can't handle the ball. And so you might want to go small at least to try and beat that press. There's Panshin for three. Air ball. Brissett's on the ground's got that. And now Gathoff comes up with it. Basquin, again, puts it up. Can't get the basket, but she's going to go line and shoot 2. That's actually a really good foul from Durham.
Fouls on number 20. Lindsay Pinchuk awards it's her third personal foul. Team's fifth.
So Jessica Baskin played really well. She was a Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago when she was at St. Lawrence. Now moved over to Algonquin. Shoot to second. Kayla Marshall brings the ball up. Inside the Panshin, Lindsay can't get the roll, knocked away by Flansbury. Courtney Craig with the rebound. Again, Durham continuing to press. Algonquin works out of it. Basquin, nice finish. See, when she's on the floor, good things happen for Algonquin. For three, Maddie Dender gets the roll. Maddie Dender.
That was kind of a relief that one even went in there.
It was like you could hear a pin drop. It bounced so high, and everyone sort of just sat there gazing at it. And another turnover, Panshin wide open. Easy finish for Lindsay. 52-36. Durham starting to run away with this one. And it's going to be a blocking foul on Durham. And now, with this large of a lead, we're going to see Katie Anna Wusu, her first action of the season. Katie Ann from Scarborough, third-year player. So Algonquin with a timeout. Durham starting to run away with this. Algonquin's just got no answer for this sort of press defense Durham's doing.
The press defense seems to really be working for Durham there. It's, I hope it holds up in the fourth quarter here.
You know, I wonder why Durham waits for that to, you know, they don't start out playing that way. You know, Algonquin came out, they were the better team in the first quarter, and then Coach LaFontaine says, all right, let's start pressing. It's like, why not start out like that way? Let's play intense. Let's force those turnovers early.
Like you said, 40 minutes of hell.
That's it.
It's not just give them 20.
Yeah.
It's give them the full game of it. And Algonquin has not had the answer to it. I mean, they've had those couple passes where they've tried to go down the court with the long pass. The majority of them haven't worked.
Yeah, Durham's starting to get wise to it. But I think definitely Jessica Basquin's made a huge difference for Algonquin. They got to start feeding her. She moves the ball really well. And then, you know, here she is. She's back on the bench again, just not getting the strategy.
I do not understand that
from
call.
Algonquin. Especially coming out of a timeout, it's not like she needs a rest. So Naya misses the first. Naya from Hamilton, Ontario. Long way to travel for college. Gets the second one. 52-37. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Durham firmly in control. Owusu to Cruikshank. Inside to Marshall. Great movement, great vision from Katie Ann Owusu.
That was a great team effort there to get that basket.
And again, Algonquin, no answer, just threw it up the court, and Owusu picks it up.
This time Durham was waiting for it. They knew that was coming.
Panshin from the free throw line, turnaround jump shot, nothing but net. Lindsay's starting to feel it now. You know, you see sometimes early in the first quarter, it was Flansbury with the ball. Nia Gathoff rims out. Rebound Craig. And we're seeing, and that's knocked out of bounds. You know, with Panshin, I think certain points she comes into the game going, all right, I'm going to try to get my teammates involved. And she does that early, and she'll be hesitant with her shot selection. And then once she gets comfortable and just starts shooting, whenever she's got like an inch of space, it starts working. And I'd like to see her be a bit more sort of aggressive earlier on, especially against a good team like Algonquin. So this is a good start to the season. Because Algonquin, like I said, the past couple seasons had some real success in the OCAA. And this bodes real well for Durham, this kind of performance early on.
Earlier, when we were looking at last season's stats and records, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting Durham to come out with an effort like this. I'm actually shocked, but proud.
It's great, and it's been spread out. It hasn't just been the Lindsay Panchin show. Lindsay's gotten going, but Brittany Walters had a great afternoon. Kayla Marshall's playing real well, and then other girls have kind of had that, a couple minutes here and there, some good contributions. Brissett, Kirby, Dender, Cruikshank out here all contributed at least some point throughout the game.
And the defense has been outstanding.
Basquin hits the second. 56-39, 1:25 to go. Marshall running hard again, and that's going to be a possession arrow. No, it's going to be a travel. I'm leaning towards that as the better call. Kaylee looked like she did take a few steps. To break was there, sort of stop her. So again, pressing Algonquin's forwards as soon as they get the ball. To break, guarded by Cruikshank, trying to work off a screen.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Murray for three, way too strong. Rebound Dender, and a little too hot for Owusu, but she picks it up, leaves it for Lindsay. Panchin wide open. Durham just working the shot clock here. Nice play from Owusu, and she's fouled. And is she going to go to the line? Is that a shooting foul? It looks like it is. So Katie Ann made a nice little contribution. She's come onto the floor. So Panchin's going to get a breather. So is Kayla Marshall. And Kirby and Walters have checked back in for Durham. Katie Ann with her first free throw of the game. Nothing but net.
The coach from the Thunder there, as soon as they seen Lindsay and Marshall go off there, they immediately threw Flansbury back on the court.
Looking for any kind of matchup, mismatch. If Algonquin's going to make a run, you better do it when the All-Canadian's sitting on the bench. And Cruikshank gets called with a foul. I don't like that one. They're both just kind of being physical. Flansbury kind of leaned into her. Either way, Katie's going to get to the line. Katie, also out of Ottawa, fourth-year player. Had 21 points against Durham last year. Nowhere near that today. 15-point lead, Durham Lords. Cruikshank. A little too careless with that pass. She had 5 other easier passes and forced that one in, unnecessary. Abakar with the shot clock winding down inside the Gathoff. Gets that with 5 seconds to go. 1 second left. And Kirby almost. I think the shot was a little late anyways. So Durham up 57-44 heading into the fourth quarter. 13-point lead. Things looking good for Durham.
Very impressive three quarters. I mean, Durham started off slow, like we said there. But, I mean, it didn't even take the first full quarter for them to warm up. And they've had a solid rest of the game here so far. A little bit of the fans going crazy here for some free T-shirts.
One of the girls from the UILT soccer team literally almost smothered the guy throwing out the shirts, but he didn't give it to her. I think you got to give the girl a T-shirt for crying out loud.
I don't know. There was a little kid behind. That's why he was handing it to the child. I think children always win. As much as I'd like to give all the ladies free T-shirts.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely one of the most annoying songs in the history of music.
Yeah,
I don't like songs that tell me what to do. Look, I want to dance my own way. Stop telling me what to do. I don't want to put my hands up in the air.
I call it dancing. Most people would not call what I do dancing, but I'm moving, to say the least. Let's just say that. I move.
All right. So Durham coming out for the start of the fourth quarter. Sort of took the foot off the gas a little bit near the end here. And I think it's important for them to come out, continue to press, create a few turnovers, try and get that lead back up to where it was, and then let's put this one to bed.
I'm very interested to see how this fourth quarter goes. Like I said earlier, in the tournaments in the preseason, I found that their fourth quarter was their weakest, so I'd like to see them keep the press up and keep their foot on the throat here.
Flansbury goes to her right hand. Nice jump shot. Lead down to 11. I think Durham definitely has a lot more depth than they had last year anyways. And so that should help out with the fourth quarter. And Panchin goes down hard. It was Gathoff just kind of inadvertently tripped her. I don't think there was any malice in it. She apologized to Lindsay there. It's not a shooting foul yet. And Dakota Kirby's going to inbound underneath the basket.
Lindsay took an elbow there. It's unseen by the referees.
Walters gets called with a travel. I was waiting for that call. She kind of jumped up and then didn't want to jump. Either way, big opportunity here. Algonquin to cut the lead down to single digits. To break, doing a good job of shaking Panchin. Gathoff, guarded closely by Kirby. Gathoff drives to Basquin. She can't get the roll. It's knocked out of bounds. It's Durham ball. Knocked out of bounds by Flounsbury. The temperature in here definitely picking up. Fans getting into it. Lindsay from the top of the key. Lindsay Panchin, nothing but net. Lindsay starting to feel it here in the second half. It's only a matter of time before she gets going. And she's got going. Kayla Marshall with a steal. She's got Panchin behind her. Don't, it's over and back. I seen that a mile away. The commentator's not supposed to help out the players, but that's just my sporting instinct took over. I could see that happening a mile away. So over and back call by Kayla. Turnover.
I think you got that call out before the ref did.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a mistake by Marshall there, but I mean overall she's had a pretty good game. A lot of takeaways and everything tonight.
Kayla's played real well. Always comes to play. I appreciate her. She's a gamer. And Gathoff gets the basket. 59-48. 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Marshall guarded by Abakar. Panchin guarded by Gathoff. Going to work the ball around, trying to work some of that clock. Panchin inside to Walters. Clever pass. Nice finish, Brittany Walters. And clever play from who was it, Abakar. She looked like she was going out of bounds, just kind of a behind that back pass. Flansbury, wise to it, picked it up. Abakar drives, rolls around the basket, and falls in. 61-50. Algonquin can't break that 11-point differential. Durham keeping them at distance. Panchin wide open. Behind the back. Much ado about nothing. Shot clock at 7. Marshall's wide open, puts it up for 3. Too short, rebound Flansbury. Gathoff again Looks to attack. She's got a wide open look. Not there. Basquin with the finish. The lead's down to single digits, 61-52. And now Coach LaFontaine wants a timeout. So Algonquin not done yet, Daryl.
These last few minutes, I'm very concerned about the way with Durham's play. I think that was a good timeout there. Some of the girls there from Durham started to look exhausted. You seen that last basket when it went in? You could even see some of the exhaustion just come across the girls' faces there. I think they need a breather, keep it going, keep that press going. It seems to be working for them. Just finish strong.
You know, there was early in that second quarter, I thought this one's going down to the wire, and then there was that huge lead, and now it looks like this one's going down to the wire.
But if soccer's your thing, tomorrow, 2:15, Durham Lawrence taking on the Mohawk Mountaineers in playoff action. Winner advances to the...
So some Durham men's soccer playoff action tomorrow. I haven't been out to see the Durham men's team, but I did go see the UIOT men's team a couple weeks ago play Queens with my son. Great action, some great soccer players. And so I haven't seen, Durham, but in speaking with some of the athletic department and that, they said the teams are pretty sort of comparable. And the same thing with the level of soccer between, the CIS and the OCAA is really not much difference.
That playoff game is tomorrow. I believe it's at 2 o'clock at the Civic Center in Oshawa.
Are you working it?
I believe I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the day off.
I'm going. My son just signed with a new team, and he's going to watch them play. They've still got a couple games left. His season's done, but he's going to be playing with them next year. But we've already signed the contract. So playing with Markham in the OPDL, which is where a lot of the universities recruit their players is from the OPDL. Sort of like AAA hockey, but for soccer, it's the same level. I'm impressed by some of these kids just watching them train. Their main player is 13. He's bigger than me.
Really?
And he can play. He's not like a big lump. There you go, Abakar. That's got to be double dribble. She picked that up, and then Sade Murray picks up the loose ball. Abakar in the corner. Flansbury for three. Too short, rebound Walters. And Walters threw that one too far in front of Kayla. Turnover Durham. So Durham giving Algonquin life here with these unnecessary turnovers. And I don't understand that substitution. You're coming out of a timeout, and Kayla Marshall's going on the bench when she's played real well. Courtney Harley coming in. Ooh, Courtney ran into Basquin there. And Baskin came out the worst of it. Gathoff into Murray. Basquin, that's going to be two. She's too short. And it looks like Algonquin's going to come up with the ball. It looked to me as though Gathoff knocked that out of bounds.
I don't agree with that one. I thought that was the Lord's ball there, but I'm not the one with the whistle, right?
Right. And Basquin
there we go.
Gets herself to the line again. I've really been impressed with Jessica's game all day. Whenever she's in, she's caused a real headache for Durham. And, I wonder why she's kind of getting pulled in and out of the lineup. They got to leave her in.
24, Brittany Walters, it's her second. Team's first.
I mean, I don't understand the strategy either when they kept pulling her out there, but maybe they wanted to keep her fresh for the end of the game here. That's the only logic I can see to that. If she stays in now for the rest of the game.
She hits the first, and Basquin can't get the roll in the second. Panchin gets that rebound. Panchin for three, heat check, not there. Basquin with the rebound, loose ball, Kirby comes up with it. And now Cruikshank wide open over to Brissett, nice finish, Katisha Brissett. Katisha in her first year here with Durham, but she played a couple years at Holland College out on the East Coast. And won a bronze medal in the Nationals a couple of years ago. And another turnover, Panchin inside, Cruikshank took her eye off the ball, and now she's going to get called with a travel. Mentally just not in it. 2 back-to-back mental mistakes from Caitlin Cruikshank. So Durham pressing again. And they're going to run out of time here. To break, gets it over in the nick of time, but they throw it away. The press continues to work.
Do you feel that this press is starting to make Durham tired and starting to make mental mistakes now with only just under 4:50 to play in the fourth quarter here?
Well, the good news is, like I said, we got a little bit more depth this year, so they can keep that intensity up. Brissett, turnaround jump shot too short. Rebound Gathoff. Algonquin with numbers inside. Baskin can't handle that one, but she's going to get herself to the line again. Clever play, smart player.
I agree with that move there, though, to take that foul. She did sink one of 2 the last time she was up. So
gets the first to go. Lead back down to 9. Gets them both. Lead is at 8, 4:23 to go. Dakota Kirby with the ball. Kirby drives with her right hand, can't get the roll. And that's knocked out of bounds by Jessica Baskin. So, yeah, 11 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Don't have to force anything. Lindsay wanted it. Dender kicks out. Kirby wide open look for 3. Nothing but net. Dakota Kirby. That's a big 3 for Durham.
Who was on her there? She had all the time in the world. It was wide open.
Now Kirby with the steal. Outlet pass to Dender. Kirby wisely holds that up. You know what I mean? She could have went for it. She was feeling it, but that's the smart play. They got a 11-point lead. Let's work some more clock here with just over 3 minutes to go. So veteran move by Kirby. There she is for 3. Can't get it. Rebound Gathoff. And Harley playing aggressive. Gets called with a foul. I don't like that because now they get a break. Algonquin gets a breather. It slows the game down. You want that intensity there because you can see they've been turning the ball over way too much when the intensity gets too much for them. Gathoff inside to Abakar. Amoni to break. Rims out. Basquin with another big rebound. And it looks like Katisha Brissett is going to be called with a foul, but it's not going to be a shooting foul. The ref's waving it off before that. It's going to be inbound underneath the basket.
Foul number 55, Katisha Brissett, that's her third, team's 4th.
Algonquin with the inbound to break. Gathoff for 3, too short to break, and Brissett are under there battling for it, and Courtney Harley comes out with it. Harley with a long pass to Kirby. Kirby to Dender. Dender puts that up. Maddie Dender with the basket, but she looks like she came down awkwardly on her ankle, and she's going to have to be substituted. Maddie, in that preseason game against Ireland, went down pretty hard. She took a pretty good whack to the face and was down for 5 minutes. Obviously fine, but looks like she's rolled that ankle.
That's right, against that game in Ireland there. That was a hard hit she took, too, to the jaw there. I was actually, when she left with the medical staff there, I was actually pretty concerned that she might have a broken jaw or something, but she's out playing tonight. Now looks like she's got another injury here to deal with. Looks like she's in quite a bit of a pain, but she seems to be over there on the side of the bench trying to work it off.
To be honest, I wasn't happy that she took that shot. She, again, we got to work this clock a little bit more. We're down under 3 minutes here. 13-point lead. It's you want to work every sort of second off that shot clock. It ended up working out all right. So this is Major Lazer and DJ Snake. I saw DJ Snake open for Skrillex at that Echo Beach show I went to a couple of years ago. I like his production, but his DJ set was super cheesy. It was like, it was kind of corny. As the electronic music purist, it was insulting.
It was insulting. I've never been
He's
a big
like
DJ guy, but I did want to go see Tommy Lee.
Oh, yeah,
I wanted to go see his when he was touring there doing his DJ thing, just because I'm a fan of Motley Crue and his his drumming. But I didn't get the opportunity to go see him. I've heard mixed reviews.
Yeah, I think it's depends on what Tommy's up to that night before the show, kind of more so than the show itself. And some great ball handling from Abakar, but she can't get it to go. And Kirby to Panshin. Lindsay puts it up. She's going to get herself to the line.
Lindsay is great at doing that. If when she comes into the paint, it's the majority of the time, if she does not sink in that basket, she's taking that foul.
Absolutely. She knows how to shield the ball real well and force the player to sort of make contact. Lindsay, an 80% free throw shooter, hits that one. One more you got to think should do it. And that's a 15-point lead now, 70-55, 2:25 to go. So no silly fouls here from Durham. Let the clock run.
Durham is sitting with 14 fouls right now, too, in the quarter. So the next one, the rest, they go to the line.
And Basquin puts that up, gets the basket. Jessica Basquin again. Definitely, I would call, the MVP for Algonquin tonight. Definitely Jessica. Inside to Arthur Worry. And Keisha, a little bit fortunate there. Flansbury just put her arms up. I think Keisha just kind of fumbled with that ball and didn't go in. But however, if I'm Algonquin, shooting twos isn't going to get it done this late in the game. You want to see them start putting up for three. Keisha misses the first. Keisha last year, first part of the season, didn't see a lot of action. Really sort of worked her way into the lineup as the season went, making the most of every opportunity she had. Now, definitely a regular contributor. Big part of Coach LaFontaine's rotation. And Keisha comes up with the ball right there. So smart, veteran play. Kirby just holds it up. You can see Dakota realize a head for the game. You can see why she'd play at the NCAA level. Definitely bringing that experience here to Durham. Dakota out of Markham, Ontario, Pierre Elliott Trudeau High School. 1:30 to go. Durham with a 14-point lead. And Panshin strips Murray, and that should be the ball game. Lindsay Panshin with the finish, 73-57.
To break is the only team on Algonquin that's shooting above 20% right now for threes.
Getting taken too many. Again here, Algonquin looking for twos. Not going to get it done. Panshin with the rebound off Basquin's miss. And Basquin trying to do what Lindsay just did to her.
I think it's kind of late in the game to start the press now on Durham.
Mm-hmm. And Durham just moving the ball around here. Going to get out of here with an opening night victory. Big victory. Panshin puts that one up. She's going to go to the line again. Well, 73-57. So a slow start for Durham. It was real ugly at first, but they, sparked by Brittany Walters in the second quarter. And then Lindsay finally got going. But MVP of the game, what's your call?
Walters.
Absolutely. I'm going to go Brittany Walters. So congratulations, Brittany. on a job well done.
She came off the bench there. She fired up her team. She played hot for a really long time there. I mean, she's finishing the game here on the bench, but definitely my vote for MVP of the game.
Panchin puts that away, just adding to her point total right now, padding some stats. See, that's no need for foul there from Harley. That's one of the things we talked about. Just let this one, run out, and that's a penalty. And so we're going to see Rocky Clayton here for the first time. Rocky had quite a bit of action in that game against Limerick. Seen her for the first time tonight.
That trivia question you asked me about Limerick, I went around and asked other people after that. Nobody. Nobody.
My obscure music knowledge of 90s grunge there. And Clayton out. She's going to get her first basket. Oh, she can't get it to roll. That's unlucky. You just come off the bench. You want to at least say, yeah, I got a basket tonight. But it's cold. She's been sitting there for, an hour and a half cold. Not an easy task to get in there and start running. And Kirby with a nice steal. Kayla Marshall back in.
I like what I'm seeing right now here from Durham. I mean, there's less than 20 seconds now left on the clock, and they have not stopped. They're still playing hard.
Finish it out. Great to see. So big W for the Lords. Ladies, opening night here at the Campus Recreation Wellness Center. Don't forget, next Friday, Daryl and I will be back for some volleyball action. And so we're signing off. Big victory for Durham, 75-59. I'm Chris McKee from Daryl Callahan. Thanks for joining us.